All right, guys, welcome to Chapter 9. Chapter 9 was simplifying radicals, solving quadratics, and then graphing parabolas. So let's start with simplifying radicals. You guys got so good at these. Number one, if it's a perfect square, you can just do it, right? Square root of 49, you guys should know, is just 7. Okay, but 72, we got to make a tree. So any two numbers that multiply to 72, I'm going to do 8 times 9, and then you keep going. 8 is 4 times 2, 4 is 2 times 2, and then you stop once they're prime. And then 9 is 3 times 3, and we can stop there. Okay, so if you see any doubles, they come out once. So that means we can pull out 1, 2, and 1, 3. So 2 times 3 comes out as a 6, and the only other number left inside is this 2. Okay, so the answer is 6 root 2. Remember, don't use the 4, the 8, and the 9 because you've already broken them up. All right, now number 3, when you have two radicals being multiplied, just go ahead and multiply them first and call it root 60. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make a tree. So 60, I'm thinking 10 times 6. 10 can then be 5 times 2. And 6 can then be 3 times 2. I need a quick water break here. All right, do you guys see any doubles? I see a double 2, which means a 2 can come out. And then since these are both single, you multiply them, but they stay inside. So this one is 2 root 15. Okay, so the double comes out once, singles stay in. All right, what about dividing? So dividing, well, on this one, I would just do them separate. The square root of 9 is 3, and the square root of 16 is 4. You could just do that. Sometimes it helps to divide first, but since they were already nice, perfect squares, just do it. Done. Now, what about when I throw in some variables? So first of all, let's do root 20. So 20, we're going to make a tree. Just like these. It could be 10 times 2, and then 10 could be 5 times 2. Okay, so for the root 20, we have a double 2, which comes out, and then I'm going to leave some space, and the 5 will stay inside. Okay, now I'm leaving some space for the variables. If we have 4 x's, how many doubles do we have? We have 2 doubles, which means we can pull out an x squared. Nothing left. Now we have 5 y's. How many doubles? 1, 2. So we can also pull out a y squared, but there is a single left inside. And then since there's only one z, they stay inside. So this is how you do it with variables too. All right, guys, moving on. Solving quadratics. Okay, you guys have options here for sure. Factoring out the GCF. So see how these guys both can divide by 4 and an x? If you divide out a 4x, you're left with x minus 3. Okay, and then remember that 0 property where we said, okay, either 4x equals 0 or x minus 3 equals 0, and then all you have to do is solve those. So if you divide both sides by 4, this one's 0, and then this one, if you add the 3 over, you get x equals 3. Okay, so that's how you solve it when there's a GCF. Now, to be honest with you guys, trinomial, you could do the MA table or you could do the quadratic formula. And that's that story about the boy. Whatever you guys like better. So I feel like you guys like the story about the boy better, so I'm going to do that one. So we make a fraction, x equals negative b, but a negative is a positive, plus or minus square root b squared. But if it's negative, you need parentheses, b squared, minus 4 times a is 1, times c is negative 24, all over 2a, so 2 times 1. All right, so one answer is 6. And then if you go back and edit and change the plus to a minus, you will get your second answer of negative 4. Okay, so that's quadratic formula. And then solving by square roots, these you guys loved. These are when you can actually add a number over first. And then we get 5x squared equals 45. And then you're trying to get x alone, so you divide both sides by 5 and get x squared equals 9. And then to undo a square, you square root both sides. But don't forget plus or minus. X equals plus or minus 3. You'll remember when you start doing them in the multiple choice. All right, guys, and lastly was all the graphs. And on the final, you can use your graphing calculator or you can do it by hand. So opens up or down, the leading coefficient is positive, so this one's opening up. The formula for vertex is negative b over 2 times a. So a negative 2 is a positive 2, and then 2 times a is 1. Okay, so if you guys work that out, it's 1. But remember, you got to then plug it back in to find the second number. So I'm going to take 1 and I'm going to plug it in for x. 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 8. You end up getting negative 9. But another way is to just graph it and then find all the answers off the calculator. Since it's opening up, the vertex will be a min. The line of symmetry is always the first number of the vertex, so x equals 1. The y-intercept, you plug in 0 for all the x's. So 0 squared minus 2 times 0 minus 8, you get negative 8. And the x-intercepts or zeros are where you guys do quadratic formula. So x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, oh no, we didn't do this one yet. Okay, yeah, we'll just type that in. Okay, so we have a 2 plus square root, parentheses, negative 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 8 all over 2 times 1. So we got 4. And then our second answer, if we turn the plus into a subtract, is negative 2. All right, let's put it all on the graph and get our parabola. So vertex at 1, negative 9. Line of symmetry down through it. Y-intercept at negative 8 with a free symmetry point. And then x-intercepts at 4 and at negative 2. Not an ordered pair, just 2 points on the x-axis. All right, guys, there you go. So that was all of Chapter 9. Thanks for watching.